Hello and welcome back to this best of 9 between VVV Gaming and Team PewPew as part of the Team League hosted by SC2 Gaming. So Proficient won the last match with a one-base Zerg play. I didn't even know anyone did one-base play anymore, but apparently it still happens from time to time. So VVV Gaming on the ropes at this point. This is their last player, VVV Tough. I'm not even going to do the puns. If you watch any of my other videos featuring VVV Tough, you would know that I made way too many puns about how Tough was a very tough character. Oh boy. Anyways, so yeah, Tough, VVV's last hope. Have to see if he can bring it back. Equalize things with Team PewPew. See what happens. So it's going to be a TVZ. We've seen kind of a variety of builds out of Proficient up to this point. We saw that one base play versus... oh gosh, who played in the last game? Virulent, yes. My memory's so bad sometimes, guys. I'm so sorry. But yeah, in the Virulent game, he did one base play. It was really weird and kind of cool. Against Nazgul, he went up to 2 bases, but then he did like basically a speedling run by, and then built a hatchery in Nazgul's base. And there's one other game he won, but I can't remember it anymore. My memory is as long as the game. If there's like shenanigans at the beginning of the game, I'll remember that. But as soon as I exit out of the replay, I'm done. You know, like I got nothing else. Anyways, so Tough, making a command center. Proficient, making a hatchery. By making a command center, I meant orbital command. What am I even talking about? So Proficient got in there, got the scout. He knows what's up. And Tough, 1 Rax, gasless FE, about as ordinary as can be. Tough will get in here and see that, yep, there's a hatchery. Not going to be one base play this time, which is probably a good thing, because if he saw a one base play, then he just wall his ramp and win. Oh man, I'm just remembering those old days of the early days of Starcraft 2. What was that one map called? I think it was called Desert Oasis, the one where it was really long but not very tall, like it was wide but not tall, and your 2 bases were on high ground. And they were very close by air, and then your natural expansion was the furthest from the enemy base, and then there was like a small choke leading into it on level ground, and then there was a ramp leading to it from the low ground on the other side, and yeah, they I think originally they didn't. It was just like the ramp was completely open and that choke was completely open. So expanding was like out of the question because you didn't have a single choke to defend. But they did eventually add rocks to that map. And there's a funny story. There's a reason I'm talking about this. They eventually added rocks to that ramp leading into the natural. And I didn't know this, right? I wasn't really following map changes back then. And so I hop on to do a ladder game. I'm like, this is going to be great. I'm going to do like a Zergling rush, right? You know, I'm gonna make a whole bunch of Zerglings, and then I'm gonna go up his ramp because nobody walls the ramp, and then I'm gonna like attack his base and kill him, right? This will be amazing. And I go to the ramp and there's rocks there. I'm just like, well, okay, I guess I'll go around the other way. Like maybe there'll be something there, but it'll be fine. I'll break through. I get there's like a pylon and a forge and a cannon behind it. Like, that was the earliest I'd ever seen, like, a forge fast expand. Like, this was back in, like, Season 2, I think, guys. It was so long ago. Oh, man. Needless to say, I lost that game very badly. I wasn't a very good player back then. I'm still not a very good player. I might be diamond level, like, low diamond. Back then, I was probably, like, silver, maybe gold. I don't know. I've improved quite a bit, which I'm happy about. But these days, I'm less focused on being awesome at Starcraft and more focused on being awesome at casting. So I'll keep talking about this game. So, Proficient is going up to a 3rd base and getting a macro hatch again. Oh, right. His other game, he played a Terran. And I can't remember who it was. But yes, he played Terran, and he did Ling Bling Yuta. So, bio indications, this is going to be the same thing. So, yeah. Oh, let's see how Tough deals with that. Oh, looks like there was a pause. But, it's okay. It's all good. And, Tough doing not a wall off the ramp, but instead kind of walling in with his command center. This is kind of a little bit like some of the Forge Fast Expand builds you see, where the Protoss will wall in with his Nexus. It feels a bit like that. Yeah, I don't mind that as much. But Tough, going with a Hellion opener. So we're going to be able to get some scouting info, potentially denied creep spread, maybe get some drone kills, but that seems pretty unlikely because Queens are now totally imba OP against Hellions. But he's going to get in there, he's going to turn around and run away. Okay, I'm alright with that. At the very least, he did get scouting information. He found out, yep, Proficient has gone up to 3 bases. He's not doing a 2-base all-in or something totally bananas like that. And Proficient is throwing down 2 Evo Chambers. So, yep, gonna start getting those Zergling upgrades. And, we'll probably see him... Oh, there's the lair. Like, literally the moment I'm like, we're probably gonna see him check out the lair. He already has the lair. He heard me in the past and started making that lair. That's what happened. So, I'm just gonna... There we go. I was just turning down my game volume a slight bit because for some reason the Zerg music was, like, breaking my eardrums. And I gotta say, Proficient's creep spread is pretty decent at this point, I would say. I like seeing that. So Tough, gonna scoot forward, try to accomplish a little bit. For the moment, just hanging out on the creep. And maybe run away, maybe go for it. At the very least, he will probably contain the creep spread very slightly. Doubt he'll actually, you know, kill much. Kills the automaton, what he'd ever do to you. I guess you got a hit on that single creature there, but anyways. And oh wow, Proficient making a lot of lings. They are slow lings, but oh boy, here comes a whole bunch of bio with some SCV set to auto repair. They're gonna fix up those Hellies as they take damage. Oh wow, so many drones being killed. And Proficient is gonna lose the 3rd hatchery for sure. And here comes the Zerglings trying to save the day, where they realize they can't do anything. So they turn around and run. And Proficient definitely in a little bit of trouble. Looks like he might rally for a counterattack. At the very least, going to pick off reinforcements. Always a good thing to do. But this is a very potent attack from Tough. And, making even more lings. And oh, a really good pincer. Will it be enough? There is stim. Do the Zerglings have any upgrades? No, they do not. But it looks like you will have just barely enough to clean up Tough's stuff. But that said, Tough did kill the 3rd, and I would say that was definitely justified. Now that said, the one concern is, what will this counterattack do to Tough if Proficient chooses to counterattack? And I think he will. He's made all these Zerglings. He knows he's behind economically. He needs to try to, at the very least, poke. Now, I don't think the Zerglings will be able to get into the main unless all these depots stay down, which would be bad. But that said, I think Tough has enough to deal with this now. He's got 4 Hellions and Marines, and that's definitely enough to deal with those Zerglings. Very nice. Very nicely played by Tough. Killed 16 drones in that attack, and a hatchery. Definitely worth it. So Proficient is rebuilding that base there. Let's take a look at the Harvester count. Oh wow, down to 40 Harvesters versus Tough's 57. Tough macroing like an absolute beast at this point. Well, continuing to, you know, make production structure, because that's what you do. So we do have the Mutalisks coming out from Proficient. But since he lost the 3rd, he won't have quite as many. This will not be as potent. Does have flyer attacks, level 1 on the way. Definitely wants to commit, you know, pretty heavily into the Ling Bling Yuta style. And getting Baneling speed. And once Baneling speed's done, it's going to always be so risky for Tough to move on to that creep. Because Banelings on street creep, man, they are like that guy. The one who won the sprinting in the Olympics. Why can't I remember his name? Wow. Usain Bolt, there we go. So Tough sees the Banelings. They don't have speed quite yet, but it's going to be done any second now. Once that happens, these Banelings are going to be sprint mode, man. Oh, I wish they'd been moving while it finished. Oh, wow, wasting a Baneling off the SCV. Tough likes that trade. Even though I bet the SCV didn't like that trade very much. And Tough going to fall back to the Watchtower. A nice high ground, defensible position. And this 3rd command center morphing into an orbital as we speak. And probably going to see about taking his 3rd before too much longer. There is, of course, a single Zergling there being the most annoying thing in the universe. Muta's swinging, starting to pick off SCVs, very unfortunate. And the Hellion survived, going, I'll save the day. Oh, wait, I can't shoot up. Dang. But the Marines do revive and repel. Yeah, it looks like the Tough's just going to send the Hellions out to attack on their own. Probably a good move, because he wants the Marines back at home to defend. And these Hellions could do a lot of damage if they cast Proficient Unawares. And wow, a lot of Zerglings being roasted. Tough's definitely happy about that. Cruising on up into the main. Where are all the Banelings right now? Oh, they're there. They're all lined up. Get them! Well, he's losing. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. He lost a lot of Hellions in that. Because there were a whole bunch of Mutalisks above. And Mutalisks are pretty decent against Hellions. Yeah. But there are some Marines here. They do have medevac support. So they can kill infinity Mutalisks. For as long as the medevac have energy. Yep, I did that math myself. Proficient, though, looks like he's going to go for it again. Take another look at the work count. Wow, Tough still up by 12 workers. Proficient really just not resaturating, wow, at all. Wow. I guess he's not used to losing that third or something. And Tough with just a very superior army at this point. Proficient has a lot of Mutalisks, but Mutalisks on their own versus this many Marines who have Stim and medevac support, you're not going to get anything done, man. But Tough's pushing in. Mutalisks. What are they going to do? Are they going to go for it? Looks like they might go for it. Some Banelings rolling in, killing quite a few Marines, but Tough has split up his forces. And looks like he has just enough to continue pushing this. But there's a big swell of Zerglings from Proficient. So Tough's just going to pick up and go up to the high ground. Tuck himself into our corner where the Zerglings have a hard time attacking. And here we go. Mutalisks are swinging in. Tough picks up the Marines, moving them up to the high ground. Is there enough to deal with the Mutalisks? Looks like there is. Mutalisks forced to fall back. Zerglings surging on in. Here come the Banelings. Oh, picking up just in time. Very nicely done by Tough. Dropping down on the low ground where the Zerglings can't get to. There's only 2 Zerglings left at this point. But, yeah, Tough's base here. Got going. Oh, no, with a lot of idle SCVs there. Hopefully he gets those working before too much longer. And, here come a whole bunch of Marines again. Continuing to push. And, but, yeah, there we go. The push has run out. He has a bunch more Marines here again. But, I feel like at this point he's not trading as efficiently as he'd like. Oh, that's trading efficiently. There we go. And, but that's quite a few Zerglings. What sort of upgrades do they have? They have 1, 2. Marines only have 1, 1. So those Zerglings are dealing quite well with that Marine fire this time. Tough did get those Union worker SCVs working again. Very good. And throwing down some barracks here is kind of a pseudo wall, so that way you can funnel Zerglings, you know, into nice little tight chokes. A little bit of a Zergling run by coming on here, but Tough will, of course, bring his Marines and defend against that. Zerglings are going to get cleaned up for sure. Let's take a look at that again. Wow, yeah. Proficient has rebuilt some drones, so he's getting going there. But Tough has had an economy lead for quite a while. Wait, why are his minerals so low? Getting more gas. That's weird. You know what? It might have been low because of the time those SCVs there spent not mining. It's an average over about a minute, so it's constantly averaging out. There we go. That looks a bit more normal. I think it's actually got some mules in play right now too. Yeah, that would do it. And Tough, very intelligently throwing up a few missile turrets just to help defend against those mutapokes. But instead of mules are going to come from the top, they came from behind. Oh, wow, that's quite graphic. Oh, man, I always talk about how I like to try to keep it G-rated because I don't swear, and, you know, but then I show that. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, so these mules definitely doing a fair bit of damage. They managed to pick off the reactor on that barracks, and it's always just such a good thing. Wait, was it a reactor at Tech Lab? I'm pretty sure it was a reactor. But it's always just such a good thing to do, because reactors take, well, about forever to build. That is a scientific statement, backed up by many peer-reviewed journals and studies. Yeah. But Tough looks like he's transitioned into, you know, well, biotank, essentially. Got +1 on those tanks. They deal very, very well with Zerglings now. They will actually one-shot tanks. That is fantastic. And Tough, not sure what he was doing with those medevacs, but they're moving back now, so it's okay. And oh, here comes a big attack. Lost the Zerglings. Tanks doing quite a bit of damage, but not quite enough. Here come the Banelings. Oh, Banelings! Oh man, and Tough losing quite a few units there. But somehow managing to keep some of the army alive. Picking off quite a few Banelings. The Mutas arrive though, and they will be able to clean everything up, so Tough does have to retreat. And I just want to take a look at the resource plot. Wow, this has been a meat grinder of a game. 355 units lost for the Zerg, 150 for the Terran. But Tough expanding to the middle, definitely a bit of a bold move. But he wants to keep his bases closer together at this point to be able to deal with Muta harass. While here would be more safe from, say, Zergling run-bys if it goes undetected, it would be more vulnerable to Muta harass. Because the ground run distance for the Marines would be la 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 la, like that, as opposed to the la la la. Yes, I am now using musicals to illustrate run distances for units. Oh boy. So, yeah, has Proficient tech switched at all? Wow, he hasn't even gone up into a hive, so that's definitely reducing the effectiveness of his lings a little bit. I would love to see him throw down the infestation pit at some point, and then, you know, tech up the hive, get 3-3, and get adrenal glands. It's always so good. But looks like Proficient is really just relying on doing a lot of good Muta harass to keep him in this game. And he does have enough Mutas to kind of brute force through the turrets. The Marines are going to arrive, and they will be able to get, not quite get a Muta. Ugh, that's a bit icky. Kind of wishing the Terrans had the Valkyrie right now. I think it was called it was the Valkyrie. Dude, that thing was awesome. Splash damage, missiles. And Proficient running away from like 8 Marines. Marines are really good against Mutas, guys. I'm just saying. There we go. Another Muta going down. And wow, Proficient is just kind of slowly sacrificing his Mutas to try to keep Tough pinned and rebuild and remacro. Go at the worker counts again. Wow, Tough still ahead. Wow. I mean, maybe Tough's army engagement haven't been quite as efficient as he would like, but he's had a stronger economy all game long, so he can afford that. And oh no, the move command, Tough, what are you... Oh no! Tough losing so many Marines, a huge blunder. This is a planetary fortress though, so it might be able to save the day. But Tough can't be feeling good about that one. Oh, that was so painful. Oh man, I'm gonna make a note to go back and watch at the end of the game. I want to see how much the food goes down, because that was so disastrous. Oh man, Tough didn't know the Zerg was up there. He had no idea. He just moved up. Oh, oh, that was the worst. And looks like there's gonna be a little bit of a Zergling run by here. And oh no, there's no wall already. And Tough actually just put down the debuff to let the Zerglings get in a little bit easier. That said, though, there are some Marines arriving. They will be able to clean things up. And it's important to note, Tough is on 3-3, whereas Proficient is only on 2-2 on those Zerglings. Wait, where are Zerglings? Oh, looks like the base here died to drop at some point. But, yeah. Oh, 1-2. Wow. So those Marines are insanely cost-efficient against both the Zerglings and the Mutas. But this Muta harass, I think, has really been the thing that's kept Proficient in the game, as he's just been able to pick off little bits and pieces of units here and there, and generally just keep Tough pinned and not able to do what he wants. And here comes 100% of everything, and oh, could get some good forward volleys. Oh, wow. Dropping almost all those Mutas down to the deep orange. That was definitely fortunate for Tough, but we'll see if he's able to capitalize. I feel like at this point, he should just keep a Thor in his base, just to ward off Muta attacks, or at least make them a little bit more tentative about coming in. But the Muta's still dealing damage, still picking off units that are being built. Gonna pick off the supply depot and be really annoying. Reactor probably gonna go down as well. Yep, there it goes. And Tough is, there we go, finally splitting up his army so that way he can deal with them in multiple places. And oh, Thor shot! Oh man, he could have gotten so many if those had been just a little bit more bunched up. But didn't quite. But these Mutas, quite damaged. But wow, Proficient just continuing to make Mutas like it's nobody's business. And just powers through the turrets like it's nothing. And Tough, very, 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 very saturated that base. And what else is going on? Wow, Proficient really only down to 1 mining base. And while this is dealing a lot of damage and certainly being very, very annoying, I don't see Tough losing to this. It's really hard to win with only mutas, because you can't do a straight-up engagement for this. You just can't. So, Proficient gonna run away again. Still trying to deal damage would be really annoying. And, but Tough is just being durable, really. And magic boxing the Thors. The Thors doing what they can. They do die, which is very unfortunate, but they got 5 times more than Marines, 2 of 5. And man, Tough has got to be frustrated by this point, because he spent almost all game just running around chasing Mutalisks. I feel like he just needs to make a missile turret bank. Like, just make like a solid wall of missile turrets around this entire thing. Like, make it so the SCVs have to run 50 miles to mine, but it'll still be more efficient than being harassed by mutas every 2 seconds. Oh man. And I really wish there were a way I could tell how many buildings had been destroyed, because Proficient's destroyed a lot of buildings with mutas. But here we go, Tough pushing forward. He said, you know what, enough's enough. I'm gonna kill this base. I'm gonna kill this base, and then you're not gonna have any mining. Tough's going forward, pushing forward. And this is the problem with that very muta-heavy style. Proficient doesn't have much of anything. He's making a whole bunch of banelings here, but the base here does go down. He has 0 mining at this point. And Proficient's going to need a miracle to get back into this, and I don't see one happening. He was only 31 minerals, and even if he cleans up this entire army, he's going to have to long-distance mine for a few minutes to get enough minerals to rebuild. And he's pulling all his drones. He's going for it. Here come the banelings. I don't know why I sing sometimes while casting, but hopefully you don't mind. And hopefully I'm not like tone deaf now, so I don't sing much anymore. I was in choir when I was in high school, so I have some sense of how to sing. And that might confuse you, because if you've seen some of my past videos, you would know that I am like severely hearing disabled. And but amazingly, I actually have a pretty good sense of pitch, I think. So, but anyways, these mutas, this is literally all Proficient has left. And all Tough has to do, really, is just defend against the mutas. And I think eventually Proficient will leave the game when he realizes there's not anything he can do at this point. And wow, Proficient missing the base entirely. Oh, okay, now he's found it. These missile turrets are not going to be done in time. And but this is really just a delaying action on Proficient's part. You know, like this base is still mining. You know, Tough is keeping Marines around here, so that base will be secure. And the longer he's able to mine and get stuff, even if he trades inefficiently, even if he's losing expansions left and right, he'll still be ahead of Proficient, who, you know, is about halfway to being able to rebuild a hatchery. I mean, think about that, right? So, Proficient's still trying. I'll take a look. Oh my gosh. Okay, how many times have you watched a ZBT and there have been 99 SCVs killed? And 55 drones. I mean, 55 drones is still pretty brutal, but this is, like, usually it's the reverse of this, where the Zerg loses tons of drones and has to keep reproducing. But Tough is a macro beast. He's still at 43 SCVs, even though he's lost 99 of them. Oh man, the SCV Union, man, right now they're planning to do like major strikes to demand better workplace security. They're like, seriously, we need like a squad of 20 Marines protecting each worker line so that way we can be safe against the Mutalisks. If we don't get this, we're going on strike and then you won't have any money. Oh, I'm glad Starcraft 2 doesn't have politics. Imagine if Starcraft 2 had a fourth resource called politics, or like political power, and like losing non-combat units like SCVs reduces it, and then if it goes into the negative, your buildings start striking. That would actually be hilarious. I want someone to make a mod of that now. Oh man. And for reference, I consider supply to be a resource. You know, it's not when you gather, it's when you build. So, in case you were going, oh, there's only 2 resources, minerals and gas. But no, I consider supply a resource. But yeah, Tough's going for it. He's going to kill stuff. The Muta's going to continue being really, really annoying. And I could almost see Proficient turning this into a base trade. But I don't see how he would do it because, well, Tough can lift his buildings. He has mules, so he can keep I mean, look at that, you know. Whereas, you know, the Zerg buildings can't really run unless they're at Firefall, and then they can run at about 0.4 miles per hour away. And I would like to mention, I said miles as opposed to kilometers, even though I'm Canadian. See, I'm catering to my audience, which I'm quite certain is predominantly American. See, I understand you guys. I cater to you. I speak a language you understand. You hear kilometers and you go, what are kilometers? I use miles, man. Imperial system for the win. But, yeah. So, yeah, wow, tough. And, well, a pretty brutal game. There's 625 unit spots for the Zerg, 480 for the Terran, and an absolutely brutal 35-minute game. Manages to, beat Proficient into the ground and take a win. So, VVV could be coming back. The score is now 4-2 for PewPew. And that rhymed, and I didn't mean it to. But, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please join me in the next game, which is Game 7. See you guys there.